Good morning. I am Scott Ferrell. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for taking some time with me. How's your day start? Now, of course, we're going to talk about how my day started here because it's been an unusual day. But how's yours starting? It's great to get in front of a camera and get on stage and do what I do. And I talk about positivity and having a right attitude. And what do you do when the dude on the stage who's talking about all these great things and how you got to stay focused and motivated, inspired, and everything there is to do to be a success has a bad day too? Believe it or not, we do. We've just learned that the bad days come, the good days come. And we've learned how to overcome the mental aspect of the bad day. And let me give you an example. Today, I had to start my day with no Christy. They've closed the restaurant for 2 days. Okay, time out here. Do they not realize how important I am? Yes, some people feel that way. I don't, but it's a joke. I told them yesterday, I can't do the show for 2 days because this restaurant's closed and I can't have Christy serve me my coffee. I just can't do it. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go home and lay down. I don't think I can, I'll never make it. Now, is it really the coffee? We get hung up on our rituals, and I've got them too. Everybody does almost. But mine's not about the coffee. I mean, good gosh, I can leave this studio right now and I can go in every single direction and find coffee. Coffee a lot of times in the mornings, I did go get coffee, but I got another girl, she's not Christy, but she's really sweet at one of the chain coffee places. It's about the relationship. It's not about the coffee. We get into these, I guess, habits. But is the habit more just a habit, or has it got something to do with the person on the other end? Because I talk about starting your day out with the right focus, the right attitude, really staying focused on what it is you want to get done. Well, sometimes in that day, in that focus, it's just having that one person that you see every day that makes you feel a little bit better about who you are. And in turn, you help them feel a little bit better about who they are. But they take that extra time to make sure it's just a cup of coffee. It's a cup, it's some liquid, yeah, I put a little dash of cream in there and throw a top on it. But it's not just the coffee. It's the relationship of, I don't even have to ask. She sees me walk down the sidewalk, she fixes my coffee, it's perfect every time, and she just tells me to get out. You got a show to do, get out of here. But that exchange helps start my day in the right way. Well, now I had to go to Coffee Girl 2. Really sweet girl. Leanna is her name. I'm not going to tell you where she goes because I don't want anybody going where I go. I want it to be just about me. Come on now. Very sweet girl. I told her she's number 2 right now. And if the restaurant ever closes, she can go in the number 1 slot. But until Christy closes her restaurant, she's still 2. But it really is about the relationship. It's the exchange. You get an opportunity to talk to someone, see how their day is going. They want to know about yours, which always makes you feel good. But I had a pretty stinky day yesterday. Started out today pretty stinky. And then I go to get in the car. I've got one of my favorite pairs of shorts on. You ever done that? You got that one pair that you've had for years, and you treat it like it's the Holy Grail and you don't want anything to happen to them. Or at least dudes do this. It's kind of like the underwear with just the waistband around it. I get in the car and I hear a whoosh. Uh-oh, not gonna be able to fix that one. The entire crotch of my shorts are gone. I'm brokenhearted. I just don't know what's wrong. I'm brokenhearted. I didn't get Christy today and I got ripped pants. So now I can't even go to the meetings I've got after the show. I gotta go home and change my pants. Well, I could, but I don't want to be Draymond Green. I'm not gonna throw my stuff out there for the world. I'm proud of me, but I ain't that proud. I'm gonna have to go home and change pants now. And I live a pretty good ways from here because we shoot right outside of Atlanta. But that's my day so far. I hope your day's going better. I hope you got pants that are completely intact, not showing your stuff out to the world. And that your Christy was there to give you that coffee. Now I want to talk about what happened yesterday on the way home because it ties into gratitude. I speak all the time about if you want your day to go well, if you want to have a great day, you want to have a great life, it always starts with gratitude. Yes, all hell can break loose, but you got to be able to say everything is time-based. And if it's time-based, it will pass. Yesterday on the way home, my car just went completely dead. I have no idea what happened to it. Well, the thing was, we're in the middle of nowhere, and there just happens to be a little pull off right here, and my car just kind of glided over and rested right there. I was coming down a hill, so I didn't have any power for a good half a mile. It just went straight down. Well, I felt pretty good about that. I'm like, okay, we're safe. We're in a pretty good spot. And we sat there for about 30 minutes. And of course, when your car goes dead, both your cell phones are dead, and your computer can't pick up anything. So you're just dead in the water. So finally, we got cell service. That didn't do us any good. And then a couple of guys, Larry and Travis, thank you so much, Larry and Travis. They were with a tree service, and they stopped by, hey man, how can we help? And then a state patrolman stopped by, Officer Green, super guy. We don't give our police officers enough love and enough credit for what they do. But Larry and Travis, great, good old boys stopping by, hey man, can we help? If not, we'll let the cop take over. And they did, so Larry and Travis, thank you so much. But the police officer, he's on his way home. He's on his way home, he's hungry, he still stops. I know he's a public servant, but come on, let's be real. I found out they don't get paid overtime, they get comp time, which means they never have time to take it. He sat there with us for an hour, hour and a half, got us a tow truck. The funny thing was, I was feeling pretty good about where we came off of the road. All right, man, we made it. And then I'm seeing all these cars go by like 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. Now, we're out in the middle of nowhere. I looked at the police officer, I said, what's the deal? He goes, you couldn't have found a worse place to break down. He said, you see how fast these people are going? Imagine if you wouldn't have gotten off the road. He goes, we write tickets out here all the time. I was like, okay. Thank you, God. Thank you for getting us safe. But it was the gratitude. It's the fact that I had a police officer sit there hour, hour and a half with me, give me a tow truck, tell me about his family, give me a little, conversation about a lot of stuff connected to the police department. And I let him know my friend Randy Sutton was the head of Blue Lives Matter. If you aren't involved with Blue Lives Matter, let me give you that website. RandyLSutton.com. He is the national spokesperson for Blue Lives Matter. I've always been a supporter of police. I got buddies that are on the force on multiple places. But this young man was a class act. Officer Green is a credit to his state patrol station and to his family and to the community. You couldn't ask for a better guy. I'm going to have to take him by, let him meet Christy. Christy can get him some coffee, and it'll make his day that much better. Now, Leanna did a good job, so Leanna, much love. But I got coffee, and I'm good now. But, so I ripped my shorts. I don't know what in the world's wrong with my car. I'm straight in that middle of nowhere. I got no computer service. A wonderful person from the station came and got me. A great police officer. I had a time to get to know this guy, which was really cool because what do I do here on the show? I talk about stories. I talk about people. And I always like to hear someone's story and see what they've done through. Come to find out, the guy's a hero. He's been in Iraq. This is just, now he's a state patrolman. I don't know what he'll do in law enforcement. I asked him, are you a lifer? Yeah. He goes, I love it. It's what I love to do. And it was proven yesterday. I just want people to understand. These patrol officers, he didn't get extra credit. He didn't get extra pay. But he stopped to help me. And not only that, then he got called. So he's off pay time, and he's still going to a call. Next time you see a police officer, do them a favor. Tell him how much you appreciate them. Gratitude. Gratitude has a different meaning today. For me, again, it always gets stepped up. Because if you start your day with an attitude of gratitude, you can't go wrong. And coffee from Christie's Place. Coming up today, I got Thomas Baylor, music producer, songwriter extraordinaire. One of the coolest people on the planet, one of the best musicians you'll ever hear from. Now, when I get back, I'm going to go over the culture of me. Okay, yesterday everybody proved culture of me is not as prevalent in people my age. But I'm going to go over the culture of me and how we can defeat that culture. Questions at ScotFerrell.com or 706-889-9700. I'll be right back.
El Rey and Elijah.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Elijah.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots, and much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu, only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
The summer sell-down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell-down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Got some texts about Christy. Yes, Christy's a real person. Yes, she does serve my coffee every day. No, I'm not going to tell you where the restaurant is. Once you get, it's like your fishing hole. I'm telling you, man. You take a dude out to the fishing hole. And I know on Duck Dynasty they blindfold people. Okay, I understand why, man. You don't want nobody at your fishing hole. I don't want anybody at my coffee place. If other people go, I don't get my coffee on time. And if other people go, I don't get to hang out with Christy and just talk. So don't ask me. I'm not going to tell you. Well, maybe one of these days. Depends on how much money you got in your pocket. But just maybe I will. But nah, it's probably not going to happen. All right, let me get back to what I was talking about. The culture of me. I've spent most of yesterday talking about me. What's happened to our culture? And then I was talking about the experience that we had at Kroger when all the credit cards went down and people just started dropping ice cream. I'm here to get a couple of gallons of ice cream. Oh no, I can't make it back to the refrigerator. I think I'll just drop it right here. I don't understand the mentality of, okay, the credit card machines aren't working, so I'm gonna loot, I'm gonna cuss, I'm gonna scream, I'm gonna act like I normally don't. Hopefully these people don't act like this. And all the groceries I have in my cart, I'm just gonna leave here. Because I'm mad because you couldn't do what I wanted to do, and I'm gonna stomp my feet, and I'm gonna act like a 3-year-old, and I'm definitely not gonna put my groceries back. You got employees for that. I can't even understand that. I used to be that employee that had to take your groceries back. I was a bag boy for some time. That's one of my first jobs. And I didn't really have to deal with people like that because back in the late 70s, early 80s, people still had some sense. I don't know what's happening, but I do know where it comes from. Where does the culture of me come from? Why would someone be so centered on themselves with the selfie sticks and all the photos on Facebook and everywhere else, and the obsession with, you've got to do it for me right now, right now, right now. No, I'm not waiting. I'm not putting my groceries back. I'm going to stomp my feet. No, I'm not going to pay you. I think just because your credit card machines are out, I'm just going to take the stuff. Where does it come from? Home. Like almost every problem does. It comes from home. Old saying back when I was a kid, boy, ain't you got no home training? Didn't your parents learn you something? Apparently, a lot of these people didn't learn nothing with mama, daddy, grandma, grandpa, whoever it was. And they weren't taught social etiquette of how to act like they got some sense. It starts at home. I coached a long time, and I taught even longer. Like I said, once you've met the child, you've met the parent. And once you've met the parent, you've met the child. Open house, school starting. Open house will be happening the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, depending on the school and the school system. You sit there as a teacher and you just kind of endure the 2 hours that everybody comes by. And even though you haven't met the child, when mom comes by, dad comes by, both, neither, whatever, you know that you know what you're in for. If they're overly supportive, well-educated, you know what's coming. If they start off with this, the finger, always get the finger, you know what you're in for. If they're combative right off the start, which we have a lot, you know what you're in for. All right, so we've got a culture of me. Our country's falling apart right now from the way people act. Look at Black Lives Matter, and I'm not talking about the militantness now. I'm talking the fact that people just sign up for something. They don't really know why they're even there at the convention and or at the gathering, as they call it. They're just there to tear up stuff and disrupt. At no time did they think about what they were doing. And then I get this from men on the street, and they ask, and I ask, I don't know, I just wanted to join. Why? Well, you know, we stand for a good cause, which is. So you have no idea why you're here, what you're doing, but you'll gladly tear up someone else's property. Well, yeah. Okay, just as long as I understand you, that's a good thing. All right, so the culture of me, how do you defeat it? Starts at home, mom and dad. Mom and dad, why are your kids out acting like buffoons? I didn't have a lot of love in my family, but here's what I did have. My dad taught me what would get me killed if he ever saw me anywhere doing something that I wasn't supposed to. Okay? I understood that life would end quickly. Not a lot of love there, but I did understand the consequences of my actions. And my grandparents allowed me to understand why it was so important for me to respect people and respect people's stuff. Which leads me to this. How do we change it? Well, mom and dad have to change it. Everything starts at home. Contrary to politicians, no, it doesn't take a village. It takes a mother and father. Number one thing you can do, mom and dad, the first thing you got to do is show me, don't tell me. I grew up in a home where it was do as I say, not as I do. Okay. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't this, don't that. I'm like, well, what's up? Y'all doing it? Why can't I do it? If it's okay for you guys to do 24/7, why can't I do it? Well, it's wrong. Are we for reals? Are you serious? This is your explanation for why I shouldn't do something? It's just wrong. It's not good for you. If it's not good for you, why are you two doing it? Well, come to find out it wasn't. My mom and dad passed away about 30 years ago. So apparently they were right on the it's not good for you. They didn't catch up on the old, maybe I shouldn't do this. So show me, don't tell me. Stop telling kids what to do. Show them. The behavior at Kroger the other day. Kids were with their parents, and it wasn't the kids. For once, I can't slap the millennials for something. The millennials weren't doing it. The millennials were trying to solve the problem. And it was my age group and older screaming at the millennials. The millennials were like, sir, how can we help you? Sir, would you just give us a chance? Sir, I mean, these kids were doing their job. Now, some came unglued, but they weren't used to something like this. You got 1,000 old people screaming at you. It was the parents. So your kids, your 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old, are watching you scream at a kid, scream at a manager, all because it won't take your credit card and we had a power outage. And then they're watching you not take your groceries back and put them back. Okay, so we got stuff from the freezer, stuff from the refrigerator. That stuff goes bad. Who eats that cost? The grocery store. So would you like for me to come over to your house? Tell you what, man, invite me over this weekend. We're going to kick it. Football's not started yet, but there's something on. And I'm going to come over and I'm going to take everything out of your freezer and I'm going to sit it on the counter. And then I'm going to take your milk and everything out of the refrigerator and I'm going to sit it on the counter. And I'm going to leave it there. Let me know how that makes you feel. Now, I want to make sure it's painful too. I want it to be at least $200 or $300 worth of stuff I leave out and I let it go bad. Now take that 200 and multiply by 200. Yeah, that's what those people just cost that grocery store. That grocery store that you shop at every week, and those employees do everything they can to help you. They help you find all the items you want. The management's so kind to you. They keep the store clean for you. They hire your kids to work there, or kids from the community, keeping them out of trouble. They provide jobs, but because of a power glitch and you didn't get your way for 15 minutes, it's okay for you to cost those guys $200 to $300. On top of showing your kids it's okay to disrespect people if you don't get what you want. So how's your kid going to act? Okay, they're going to go to that restaurant. Something's going to happen. They're going to feel like they don't need to pay for anything. They can tear up the bathroom. They can scream and cuss out the manager. They can yell at other people and then walk out because they've seen the justification of the whole thing. Mom and Dad, respect starts at home. Respect your kids. Expect them to respect you. But one of the greatest gifts you can give the world is to teach your kids that respect's a two-way street. If you want respect, you have to give respect. You have to give to receive. So you have to give the respect to the other person first. It doesn't work in reverse. Now my friend Thomas Baylor is going to have a similar story about his life and what his dad taught him coming up a little later. And it won't have anything to do with music. It's more about life. Now he's produced, he's written, he sang, and it goes on and on. But it comes back to a lesson that he and I talked about on a couch one night in Vegas that his father taught him. And he had an amazing father, and I'd love for Tommy to come on and talk about his father and what he learned. And it brings me to this. Show me, don't tell me. Your kids, from the time they're born to the time they leave to the time they come back and every time they see you, watch every single thing you do. And then they will replicate what you do. So if you're screaming at the ball game, if you're screaming in traffic, if you get creative with the language, as a lot of us do in the Atlanta area, when we're in traffic, they watch every single thing that you do, and they watch every way you handle a situation, good or bad, church or home, grocery store out or night out at the ballpark. It's up to you. You set the standard. You raise the standard. Now, if you've been screwing it up, okay, say you're screwing it up, just do better tomorrow. Start over. Sit them down and go, hey, I ain't been the best role model. I have not been the best role model. I'm going to start today, though. We're going to start a new path, just like a company. You have a board meeting. You have a company meeting. You explain to the employees, the kids, how things going to roll from this day forward. Because if you don't, we get another episode like we had at Kroger the other day. And we got all these protest groups out destroying property instead of actually understanding why they're there. If you got a question for me, questions at scottferrell.com. 706-889-9700 is how you text us. Throw us a couple questions. Also, run on by Facebook. You can see who my guest is today, Thomas Baylor. What we're going to discuss and how you can get in touch with him and follow his career. All right, keep in mind, I'm going to stay on this topic. I can't leave it. I got a list of like 12 things. I got to one. All right, so I'm going to get back to my list when we get back. Do me a favor. During the intermission, and I know you're coming back to listen to this, just think about what I had to say. And if it's you or if it's one of your friends, help us do something about it. It makes our community and our country a whole lot better. I'll be right back.
El Rey and Elijah.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or takeaway.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Elegy.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The 50-50 sale is back at Shattenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Shattenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at ShattenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me. Now remember, if you don't have your coffee yet, you can't go see Christy. However, go see your Christy, get you a little job, and come on back and hang with me. All right, what I've been talking about is the culture of me. Why do we have so much me? Let's talk about me. Let's talk about Toby Keith got it right. Let's talk about me. Parenting. It starts at home, homies. My first thing is, remember, show me, don't tell me. Parents, remember, they watch every single thing you do. If you do it, they'll do it. You ever seen A Christmas Story? Out changing the tire. Little man throws out the F-bomb. Mom goes crazy. He blames it on Schwartz. And then his father goes, where in the world did you ever hear anything like that? Well, you say it like 37 times a day. I'm around you. Don't be surprised when those little carbon copies of you start to act like you. You can either change your behavior or you can roll. Which one is it? Now let me get to the next. I got a whole list of stuff. Not only are the show me, not tell me, you got to remember programming. We humans are born for success and programmed to fail. We are programmed from 0 to 5, conscious and subconscious. Our subconscious programming is open to anything that enters our atmosphere, our 5 senses, from anywhere and anybody. So anything that touches our five senses will be absorbed into our subconscious. Because so many times we adults wonder why, oh my God, I acted like my mother. My mother used to say that. Why did I say that? My dad used to act that way. It's programming. Do you really want every single thing that you say, do, and they see you do programmed into your child? Because if they're near it, it's going to be absorbed into their body. Stick a sponge in a bucket of water. What happens? Yeah, it absorbs the water. Your children are sponges. So you just stuck them in an environment, in a bucket of water, and all your whole family and everybody you involved with them, they're sucking up everything that's there. So if you want them to act like they got some home training and some sense, you got to act like you got some sense. Because they're only going to do what you do. They're only going to act the way you allow them to act. Could be a sobering thought considering I want my child to be a success. I've never had a parent go, man, I hope my kid's up on death row, kills a couple people, knocks over a couple liquor stores, pops people in the... No, nobody does that. They always go, yeah, I want my son or my daughter to be more successful than me. More money, more talent, more. So why do you program them so they can't do that? Why do you give them a script of life to live out that's just as bad as yours? Reason I'm in mastermind groups. My way of thinking that got me in the problem can't get me out. So I'm gonna need some fresh ideas as a parent. And this is what I do. I do seminars this all the time, and I got a brand new parenting product to come out. It's coming out in a week. Why did I make it? Well, people ask me all the time, I wish my kid came with a manual. I said, okay, what would happen if I made one? It's 19 videos and a huge workbook. If you follow the program that I've laid out for you, you can't help but do this right. Now, where did I get all the information? Well, my mentors. I had great mentors. I'm not going to sit and say, oh my gosh, I just created this out of thin air. It's not true. We all borrow from the people that teach us. I just went out and got the best to teach me. In addition to it's what my degree area is, and I did teach for over 20 years. So I've got all of that, and I'm a parent myself and a husband. But I want you to be successful. And I don't want your kids to go out and act like buffoons in public. Credit of you. Don't ever think that behavior is isolated. They've done it at home. You condoned it, so now they do it out in public. So programming is a huge part of life. Let me move to the next one. Beliefs and foundation. What do they believe in? If you believe in nothing, why should it matter? I can go to Kroger anytime I want to and just start pulling stuff off the shelves. What's it matter? There's no consequences. I don't believe in anything. I was an atheist. I know. I didn't want to have some sort of governing body to tell me what to do or tell me what was right and wrong. And I didn't want that foundation of, you can't do that. Why not? So if we think in terms of a creator, would a creator really want us to act like that in public? I mean, seriously. Parents that are listening now that do the right thing and have taught their kids to act right, it's got to be incredibly frustrating for you to see people act this way. It's got to be incredibly frustrating for you to see your kids in school with these kids, because those kids are the ones interfering with your kids' education. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Teachers are overworked. They got 30, 35 kids in every class. They've got at least 5 that think they're those kids at Kroger that should be able to do whatever they want to. So the other 30 don't get an education. You spend 20 minutes on behavior, you end up with 15 minutes on academics, and on top of that, the administration won't support you, and they'll kowtow to everything the parents say. But I've given you education in a public school in 5 seconds. Take this seriously. Give them a foundation. What's their belief system? What do they believe in? If they don't believe in anything, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to act right, as we would say when I was a kid. I told a kid the other day, do what's right. Deer in headlights. Didn't know what I was talking about. Do what's right. Now, if an older person said that to me back in the 60s or 70s, I'd be like, okay, I know what's up. Kids don't know. What are you talking about? Do what's right. So now we have our first generation in the United States that does not have any concept of what right and wrong is. It's what I feel, right? No, it's not what you feel. You maybe feel like killing somebody, but guess what? If you go out and do that, you're going to spend a little time behind bars. No, but that's how I feel. See where we've gotten ourselves by not teaching our kids right and wrong. Let me get to the next one. Drive and desire. It is still a show me state. what I like about Missouri. I got friends and family in St. Louis. The show me state. Show me, don't tell me. Drive and desire. Folks will ask me when I'm out or when I'm doing a seminar, what's the greatest way or greatest gift or greatest thing I can do or thing I can say to help my kid be successful? And normally we define success. It's defined, we got 320 million people in the U.S., we got 320 million definitions. But normally it's joy, a joy-filled life. Love others, be loved by someone, and be able to live out their purpose, okay? In a career that they love and that accentuates their talents, okay? Most people agree on that one definition. Now, success has so many different legs. But you have to give them the drive and desire. How does a child learn how to have that drive, that desire? Some kids really are born with it. Other kids, you gotta school them in it. How do you do that? How do you get a kid to have drive and desire? Well, one, they see you. What do you do? Again, it comes back to you. What are you doing all day? You working? You working hard? I can honestly say my dad's one of the hardest working men I've ever known. So were both my grandpas. But my dad was one of the hardest. My dad worked 15, 16, 17 hours a day. I don't know when the man slept. Now, due to the fact that he and my mother didn't get along, that helped out. But Pop would get home about 8, 9 every night, and he'd be back out the door at 4:30 in the morning. And that was 6, 7 days a week. But I understood that to get what I wanted out of life, I was gonna have to work for it. And the hours didn't matter. I couldn't be a clock watcher. I couldn't say, well, I only got 8 hours today, and I'm only getting paid this, so I'm only gonna walk this amount of footsteps. That ain't how it rolled in my house. You got a job to do. Do the job. Doesn't matter how many hours it takes, doesn't matter how much effort it is. This man has agreed to pay you X amount of dollars for your input and your drive and your work. Just do it. So what did I grow up doing? I work a crazy amount of hours. I always have, especially when I was coaching. God, when you're coaching high school ball, it's 80 to 100 hours a week. Sleep is just non-existent for 6 to 7 months. Ask any high school coach now, because the pressure on high school coaches is as bad as it is on college coaches now, because yes, dollar bills are flowing through high schools. I live in the state of Georgia. I mean, come on, they got jumbotrons in the football stadiums. I'd never seen that. I was from North Carolina. We spent our money on basketball. But I understand drive, desire. You can give your kids drive and desire, one, by teaching them a work ethic. What do they do around the house? I know a lot of kids now. I used to talk to them in the classroom. What do you do at home? Nothing. I just play video games and eat. And my mom does all the cleaning. Are you for real? Seriously? No, that's just not going to work. Here's what they're setting you up for. Now, when I get back, I ain't even got halfway through my list. So guess what? We're staying with it. I'll save the mailbag. Don't worry. I'm going to get to it. But this is far more important after what I saw at Kroger the other day. It was completely disheartening. If you got a question for me, it's questions@scottferrell.com. 706-889-9700. Don't forget, Thomas Baylor is going to be on the other side of the hour. You don't want to miss the interview, because if you need inspiration, if you need drive, if you need some desire, Tommy's going to give you the ingredients to get there. I'll be right back. Crystal.
El Rey and Elijah.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Elijah.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The 50-50 sale is back at Shattenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go. And not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Shattenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at ShattenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Welcome back, show. Thank you so much for being part of my day. Hey, man, if you've got a Christy that gets you coffee every day, make sure she feels some love tomorrow or later today. If you're like me, when I was coaching, I knew I had a problem when I was making 4 pots of coffee a day. Now, I'm not the only coach that did that because, you know, you get up 4:30 and you end up in bed about 11, 12 every night. You got to have some Java, some juice to keep going. All right, I got a question. I thought I was going to mailbag, but I just got this question in. It's a very good question, so I wanted to handle it before I went back to the culture of me. Question is, caller from Atlanta. Question, what should I do if a client hits on me to the point to where I'm very uncomfortable? Well, here's my answer for one thing. Man, it'd be great to be that good looking. I'm sorry. Man, nobody hits on me. Hey, I'll take it. Hey, okay, okay, you think I'm sexy? Hey, you can't handle this. It's a problem. It's a question I get quite often. Normally it's male to female. I don't have a name on this, but normally it's male to female. I haven't seen this work out in a positive way. Sometimes you can back them down, let them know you're married. Normally that just spurs them on. They got to go. I haven't seen this end well because here's what happens if you don't handle it. You got a guy hitting on you. He knows you're married. He knows you're dating somebody. He knows you don't want him. Those are the 3 scenarios. Or you just ain't looking anyway, and he still wouldn't be on the radar. But he keeps coming. And he keeps coming. He thinks because he's throwing a little cash at you and he's a client of yours that he can do or say whatever he wants to. Again, it's kind of like the culture of me. I had to learn the hard way on a client that you let them because they're paying you so much money. And you're looking and going, oh man, the dollar bills are tasty. I'm stacking bennies on one side, but the behavior, I've had enough. I've had to sever 2 stack and benny relationships. I just couldn't put up with my client anymore. My recommendation, get rid of them. It just doesn't seem to get better. And once they breach that, that's cool. Hey, you look beautiful. I mean, stuff like that, that's cool. I mean, somebody tells me I'm attractive. Hey, it's the first time I've heard it all month. Thank you. But dudes tend to go over the line. Oh, you're sexy. Ooh, yeah, what's up, mama? And they think they got game, and they don't. You're really just there to get them in their clothes or get them in their suits or get them in their car. Happens a lot in the car business, maybe the car business. You go on a test drive, the dude thinks he's got game. So he thinks he's going to close the deal between the station, back, and back. And it ain't going to happen. And after you tell the dude you married and he thinks he's a playa, it's still not slowing him down. So my advice, get rid of them. There's plenty of other clients out there. I teach a class on how to get the clients. But just from a safety standpoint, a business standpoint, because once someone's spurned, okay, you told them you're not attractive. And by the way, did I say I was married or just didn't like you? They're going to go tell every single person in their circle a different story. And you don't need it. You don't need that rep with this person. It's kind of like the guy in school that swears he had sex with some girl and he didn't. The only time he got close to sex was somebody wrote it on the board. It's that type of situation. If someone's that immature and that me-cultured, self-centered, and it's all about them, it's always going to be about them, you don't want them as a client. I tell people all the time, hey man, your competitors need clients. Let them have the ones you don't want, the pain in the butt, the one who won't pay on time, the one who thinks they're everything. You don't need ice cream droppers from Kroger as clients. You need the ones that go and put the ice cream back. So I hope that helps. It's a tough situation. It's always tough to sever a business relationship that's stacking bennies for you. It's tough to say goodbye to that money. However, always think long term. Think about what that relationship can do to your reputation, because you can't control what someone else does. And normally these guys who are so self-centered will go out and do just about anything they can to retaliate. So thank you for that question. Now I'm going to get back to Coach Ramee because it fits. Where did this person learn that behavior? You got a business owner who thinks he can treat people any way he wants to. Where'd that come from? Yeah. See you shaking your head. Yeah, we're tracking here. From home, mama and daddy. And if they didn't have one, a lack of mama and daddy. If the street raised them, that I can understand. I got a little street in me. Was I always on the right side of the law? No. Like I was telling a police officer yesterday. We were talking about combative people, and I was kind of telling about my buddy Randy Sutton and what Blue Lives Matter stands for. I just told the officer, I said, man, I've been taken out of a car at gunpoint. Now, for once, I could say it wasn't me. It was the idiot I was riding with. He had a little something that I didn't know about. That's a true story. And eventually, I didn't get in trouble for it. It didn't have any less effect on me when I got 6 officers around our car, guns drawn. You know they ain't playing no more. How much lip did I give them? None. I had no gun. I didn't even do anything wrong. This idiot did. I think eventually he ended up doing a little time, but yeah, you really are who you hang around. But I knew they were serious. Well, where did I get the seriousness? Well, my dad told me, a police officer pulls a gun on you, shut up and do what he says. Don't keep popping off, and definitely don't try to take it away from him. Okay, I learned that at home. But where did this business owner learn that disrespect? Home. Which brings me to my next one. Education and discipline, that's actually 2. Self-discipline. If you don't display any, then why would your kid? If you want to see a lack of self-discipline, I'm telling you, if you guys nothing to do this Saturday, actually no, it's in between seasons. I want you to wait 4 weeks, and then I want you to find any local Little League football team. I want you to take your chair, and I want you to go sit in the ballpark. Don't do anything, just listen. And you'll see where that lack of self-discipline comes from. You got parents screaming at their kids, everybody's kids, other people's parents, other people's grandparents. Good grief. Screaming at the officials. Hey man, those officials make $5-10 a game. This ain't Super Bowl. This is 8-year-old football. Lighten up. I'd be more worried about, hey man, y'all want pizza or burgers at the end of the game? Let's go have some fun. Because right now, we're not making this fun for you kids either. The greatest gift that could ever come to athletics is band parents. All Little League. No parents can come. It'd be the greatest gift in the world. But go out there and see the lack of self-discipline. You get a chance to see the me culture on display. And if you've ever wondered why everybody at Kroger's dropping ice cream on the floor, look at Little League. Mom and Dad, the kid's busting out there. I watched the kid, I went by a baseball field. Kid's got a $300 bat, $100 cleats, really nice batting helmet. Man, when I was playing, we had a community bag. The bats were like 10 years old. We had 5. So if they didn't fit your hand, tough. We had uniforms that were about 10 years old. I got a new pair of cleats every 3 years, I think. We just scraped together. We got baseballs because all of us either went out in the woods and found them, or we'd go over to baseball fields and stuff and look in the ditch and get old balls. That was our practice balls. All of us didn't even have gloves. You kind of had to throw a glove to somebody, or you got your bare hands. Yeah, I grew up in a rural area. We learned self-discipline because we knew nothing was free. We knew we had to earn everything. And we were very grateful for what we received. I mean, you got a new T-shirt for ball? Wow. And I played football for years, and it was the same uniform. We had to take care of them. We had to sew them back. We had to make sure everything lasts. So self-discipline. You want to see what's wrong with this country? Go to a ball game. Braves game, we're in Atlanta. Go to a Braves game, Falcons game, or a Hawks game. Take your pick. Either from the athlete, you see how the athletes act. That's mom and dad. But you also see how the parents act. Which leads me into education. Okay? Educate your kids. Hey man, education's more than a room with 30 desks and a teacher. Education is life. I learned more sitting beside the lake with my grandpa about life than anything I ever learned in a classroom. I learned about love, I learned about respect, I learned about my Creator. Even though I didn't believe in him at the time, my grandpa did. And then later, I would come to find out what grandpa said was right. Just listened. I learned about how to treat people. I learned about hard work. I learned about what was right. I learned about why it is so important to go sit by yourself and just think. I mean, we'd go to the lake for hours and nobody'd speak. So how can you call that a good time? Best times of my life. I had an understanding of quiet and what quiet can do for you, and how it can right a lot of wrongs, and how you can think about your life. And I had the greatest role model that anybody could ever have. And it's amazing what a fishing rod, some bait, a couple Cokes, and some crackers can do for a little boy's life. I'm in my 50s now. What's the one thing I'm still talking about? My grandpa. So when I'm talking about the culture of me, he taught me that me was to be minimalized. They were to be capitalized. He wanted me to go out and serve the world. And I watched my grandpa serve people continuously. Everybody in my hometown loved him, adored him, and came to him for help. And I used to sit and go, I want to be that guy. I want to be George Bailey. Coming up, Thomas Baylor is going to be with me. You don't want to miss this. ThomasBaylor.com is how you can find him. His stories are amazing. Who he's worked with: Billy Joel, Barbra Streisand, Michael Jackson. But one of Tommy's coolest things is how he talks about his dad. And the culture of me never entered in his mind. Tommy's given his entire life. And the role model was set at home. He saw the earth. He's good people. And he's one of the sweetest people I know, and I love him. And I wanted to introduce him to you. And I wanted your day to get better, your life to get better, and that culture of me to go away. And I think Tommy's got the cure for that. Questions at ScotFerrell.com, also 706-889-9700. When I get back on the flip side, we're going to have Thomas Baylor with us. We're going to learn a little bit about music, but a lot more about life. I'll be right back.
El Rey and Elijah.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
friendly service, and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Elegy.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The 50-50 sale is back at Shattenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go. And not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Shattenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at ShattenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Welcome back, Scott Ferrell Show. Thank you so much for making me part of your day. I want to thank Thomas Baylor. Love him dearly. Again, where I'm from, he's good people. When you got good people in your life, you are the sum total of your friends. Surround yourself with great people. You won't ever be disappointed. Let me give you that website one more time. YouHaveMoreFriendsThanYouKnow.com. Got it right here in front of me. Go ahead and look it up. There is way too many problems associated with suicide, etc. It's really cool that they've got this project going. I work with a lot of people. I'm a coach, not a therapist. If you need deep therapy, I'll gladly send you somewhere else. But if you just need a coach, I'm your guy. But I work with a lot of people that are from this arena. I've worked with a lot of the groups in the Atlanta area, same deal. So take this seriously. Now, if you want a blessing, go by thomasbaylor.com. About 2 days, it will be back up and running, functional. But you want to be part of the academy. What you want wants you. Now, let me get the mail back. If you have any questions for me, it's questions@scottferrell.com, 706-889-9700. All right, first question. I forgot to even write names down today. Please forgive me for that today. All right. The question is, it's a great one. What's the first step in overcoming fear? A decision. As I go back and I was going over, how did we get to where we are now? Behaviors are learned. We talk about, oh, I'm afraid of the dark. Where did that come from? We're not born with fear. We're born for success, programmed to fail. We adopt a fear of something. Okay, I'm afraid of old houses because I saw a TV commercial about ghosts. You got to make a decision. What am I afraid of? I didn't really particularly like to fly. Okay, I know enough about physics to where I understand why the planes stay in the air, but I've had some tough flights. But again, I reasoned through it and said, look, it's safer to fly than it is to walk down the street, especially in Atlanta. You want to be afraid of flying? Tell you what, I'll give you this. Start on one side of Atlanta and have to drive to the airport. By the time you get to the airport, in one piece, if you do, you'll be glad to get on the airplane. Probably same thing in LA, Philly, DC, and Chicago. But fear, it's about a decision. Also, understand that you're not alone. You have a creator. If the creator says you don't have to fear, why are you? It's overused cliche, but the only thing to fear is fear itself. That is true, because what we're afraid of has become this massive wall, illusion, perception in our mind, and we think, wow, there's no way I can overcome this. Well, if you think that way, that's true, but step back and go, fear. Fear's not always rational. Fear's not always true. Fear a lot of times is invented by me. Might want to step back and analyze this. And then let's say it is flying. Well, sit down with a pilot. Sit down with an aeronautical engineer. Hey, help me out here. Sit down with a flight attendant. Sit down with a flight crew. Somebody. Because what you'll see is knowledge and wisdom can overcome your fear. As one quote says, action overcomes fear. Fear is self-generated. Understand what it is, get the knowledge and wisdom that it's going to take to overcome it. And Thomas talks about it when what you wants you. In the story he told about his dad, I love to hear that story. I can't hear it too much. It's just a blessing in my life. But Thomas is a classic example of, all right, if fear's off the table, then I can accomplish anything. But thank you so much for that question. I got a good question here. Is it important to clean my house? Depends on who you ask. If you ask your mom or grandmother, they could probably give you a complete dissertation, 273 pages, that is flawless on why is it important to clean the house. Well, do you want me to go through chronologically, biologically? How do you want me to handle this? Yeah, it is. Here's why. Well, biologically, you need a clean house just for your health, but that's not what I'm talking about. I always like to talk about the hotel room story. If you stay at a good hotel, great hotel, you walk in and you feel the sense of peace. I get it every single time I go to the Trump in Las Vegas. The doorman meets me with, Mr. Ferrell, it's good to have you home. Now I go out there frequently, so they do know me. But same guy, same guy's working there. It tells me a lot about Trump if you keep the same employees. But they always say, Mr. Ferrell, welcome home. And they'll take me up to my room, and they'll say, it's great to have you back home. And they'll make it feel like I'm in my living room. Well, when you go home, if your house is clean, and if it's neat, and it's orderly, how do you feel? And then look at, if you walk into this crazy dirty place, underwear, shirts, everything everywhere, dishes piled up, crud on the floor, if you got pets, there's hair everywhere, how do you feel? Yeah, that's what I thought. You feel way more calm when you walk in that neat, orderly, clean place. There's a reason why Grandma and Ma said, clean your room. You need to get this done. You need to get that done. It's for your life. We have enough outside stressors as it is. I mean, good grief. I live in a major metropolitan area. Between the traffic, the people, the population. Did I say traffic? I could probably say traffic 3 more times. You get home and you're just like, you're wound up. But if you come back to paradise, Mr. Ferrell, welcome home. Everything's neat, it's clean. You walk in and go, wow, what a day. But I'm in my safe haven now. I'm in my relaxation box, as some people would say. I feel much better. I already feel better just being here. And then your pet comes over and they want some love. And your kids run over if you got kids and your spouse. But it's nice and quiet and orderly and it's like a spa. So if you want that spa feeling, you can have it. Just make sure you take a little time. Clean that tub, clean that sink, get those dishes washed, get that thing vacuumed, get some dusting going, get that bed made, and make sure the other rooms are clean and tidy. If you do that, I guarantee you, you'll have that spa feeling. Now, if you got any questions for me, questions at ScotFerrell.com, 706-889-9700. Remember, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a PhD, and I'm not a medical doctor. What am I? A guy that's had about 25 year plus in the behavior world. I do have a degree in it. I've been certified in just about every area of special ed you can imagine, worked with every single population. And the one thing I did for 25 years was write behavior plans for people at home and at business. So if you have a question for me, if you need some coaching from me, that's great. Go by ScotFerrell.com, or you can shoot me an email, info@ScotFerrell.com. Now, I want to go back to something that was asked of me in an earlier segment about clients. Now, I want to speak to that because it's been bugging me for about an hour now. Clients, I'm going to talk to you first. Just because someone is helping you, just because they're a consultant, doesn't mean that the way you treat them can be any way you desire. Keep in mind, in the business arena, people talk. I live in Atlanta, but Atlanta can be a small city real fast in the business world. People talk about how you act and how you treat them and what you do. It doesn't take long for something you do to translate all the way across the city or transfer. And then people start chatting. Greatest gift you can give your business and yourself. And I talked about Me Incorporated yesterday about Draymond Green. A little immature, doing stupid behaviors. But he's got to remember that it's Draymond Incorporated. So anything he does hurts his brand. Well, as a client, if you start hitting on the people that provide services for you, you're hurting your brand. Now, don't think it's going to stop there, because if a client has to fire you because you were inappropriate, are they just going to go home and not tell anybody? Are we operating in a vacuum where you can't hear anything? No, that ain't how this works. Man, you went to see a great movie this past week and you already told 20 people they need to go see it. You got a good slice of pizza somewhere. You've already told 20 of your friends. And you don't think that somebody's going to tell on you for being a bad client or customer? Because here's what we know about behavior. This ain't the first person you've done this to. The greatest gift you can give you is cut it out. Keep that reputation, keep that brand intact. Because when you start doing stupid, immature stuff, and you know that your service provider has no interest in it, just cut it off. Now, I'm not against asking people out. Man, if people are single, hey, you want to have dinner? I mean, that's cool. People get married that way. But if somebody's married, or if they're not married, if they're engaged, or they just don't want you, okay? I've had to deal with that. Believe it or not everybody wanted to date me when I was younger. I just went on. I said, well, okay, this one's not the right one. I'll go and find the right one. This ain't about finding the right one. That's about power. Okay, leave it at the door. Now I'm hooked on a thing called House of Cards. Thank you, BKP. But it's all about power. It's got nothing to do with the American voter. It's got nothing to do with the taxpayers. It's got nothing to do with anything but me. It's all about personal power. When we conduct ourselves that way in business, it's just about us. Well, I'm with something called CEO Space International, and we believe in cooperation, not competition. This is more a competition. This is competition because it's about me. Our philosophy is, if I've got a company, you got a company, you got a company, and you got a company, why can't we work together to make everybody money? Why can't we exchange ideas? Why can't we help each other? Well, in this situation, your client is going to help you find another person to do business with. But you're tarnishing your reputation. Nobody else's. The greatest you can do, the greatest gift you can give yourself, stick a cork in it, be quiet, be professional, be respectful, and move on. Now let me circle back around to mom and dad. You've heard Thomas's story about his dad. You've heard about my grandpa. The greatest gift you can give your kids is be their role model. I can tell you right now, Thomas is a grandpa. And I got a feeling he's a lot like my grandpa. The guy that your kid just can't spend enough time with. The guy that you call him every weekend and beg him to come get you. I just want to be by your side. Well, mom and dad, the greatest gift you can give to your kids is to be their hero. I used to ask kids, if you had to pick out a hero, could it be your mom or dad? And I remember asking 100 seniors. I asked 100 seniors if their mom and dad were their hero. Uno. I had one kid. One kid out of 100 told me that their parents could be their hero. Got a lot of work to do, don't we? If we want the culture of me to turn into the culture of they, no, I'm not smoking joints, wearing tie-dye, and chanting. That's not what I'm talking about. But in this world today, we got to have a lot of love for you, brother. We got to have some love to go around. And we got to love each other. And it starts here at home. Mom and dad first, community, school, etc. But we got to start loving and owning each other and not start worrying about me. Instead of a selfie stick, why don't we have a whole bunch of people stick? That way we get more than one person in there. I tell people now, if the girl's got nothing but photos of herself on her website, don't date her. Because the me generation is going to outweigh the you generation, and you don't want to be part of that. Okay, as we wrap this up, you can send me questions at scottferrell.com, or you can send me a text, 706-889-9700. Don't forget, Thomas Baylor's website will be better, up and running in about 2 days. thomasbaylor.com. You don't want to miss out on that. Also, you have morefriendsthanyouknow.com. Go by and get yourself a blessing. If you have a question for me, if you need coaching, if you need consulting, you can stop by my website, scottferrell.com. Now, I'm going to wrap this up the way I do every single day. And I hope that you get it as we go along. For one, I got to say, love Christy. I can't live till Friday without coffee. All right, so you got to do something about closing your restaurant. On a serious note, you got people out there that love you. They appreciate you. They do stuff for you every single day of your life. Did you let them know how much you appreciate them and how much you love them? My suggestion, just a shout out here, homie. Throw them some love. Give them a call, send them a text, send them an email, go by and hug and kiss on them. Whatever it takes, do it. Family first and then the outside world. But if you got a spouse, go home and love on them. Let them know that they are the most important thing in your world. Until next time, take care. I'll see you later. Bye.